Let's bring in Brian Steinberg. He is the senior TV editor for Variety, and he recently did some reporting on the issues at 60 Minutes. Brian, good to have you with us as always. I mean, this is an extraordinary confrontation. It follows these months of growing tensions that you've been covering between 60 Minutes staffers and the new management there. Was it inevitable something like this was going to happen? And explain how rare something like this is in the news world.
I mean, this is a world that is fraught with tension, stars, talent, high drama, getting the story and the story behind the story. But this is unusual for arguably the best known, one of the best known of the correspondents to lash out in front of others against the new boss of 16 Minutes. So this has been building for a while. Barry Weiss has come in really with a let's move fast and break things mentality to try and do what she thinks is necessary to make CBS News relevant for a modern age where people don't get their news from TV. But at the same time, there are a lot of questions about her savvy with broadcast operations. These are still big shows that generate millions of dollars, and undermining them actually hurts revenue flow to Paramount, just as it's trying to get back on its feet under new management.
Nick Bilton, appointed as the new executive producer of 60 Minutes just last week. We just heard about him in Steph's piece there, and really how critical, scathing Scott Pelley was about him. Why was that? Tell us what we know about his background.
Well, Nick Bilton really is a technology journalist, came to fruition at the New York Times with a column, went over to Vanity Fair. Since then, he's optioned a lot of his Vanity Fair stories into movie and film projects. He's tried to do documentaries. He's been involved with some screenwriting. Noah Oppenheim, a former NBC News president, had a similar background, leaving the news division for Hollywood, coming back, managing Today, and becoming president of NBC News. But I don't know that Nick has the news background that Noah had, and certainly doesn't have the broadcast management background that really is required. This is a show that costs millions of dollars to get on the air. These segments cost $75,000 a piece, plus very top salaries in the news business. It's not a business you just give to someone on a whim.
And as was pointed out, if you listen to some of the details reported of the meeting, this theory that, we'll just throw correspondents on the air. To be a 60 Minutes correspondent, right. Totally. It takes months and months and months of training, and the stories themselves take months to cover. It's not something that happens just like that. We know 60 Minutes has been on the air for nearly 60 years. Like anything in the media world right now, it has its share of challenges. But can the show, do you think, survive what is happening right now?
So weird question, because the show has been surviving. It was up 9% in overall audience this past season. It generates a pretty good profit, is my understanding. It is arguably the jewel of TV journalism. So wasn't like it was broken. There are YouTube and social media outreaches. You can watch past clips on various things. There is a Pluto 24/7 channel. There has been streaming things. So it's not like the show doesn't have a digital footprint, and it doesn't, not like the show is not working. So the idea that the show was broken and now needs to be fixed is odd. Could it be made better suited for digital audiences? Of course. Could there be ways of expanding it? They've been tried, and of course they can be tried again. But the notion that the show is broken is an odd one.
So let's say the show does continue in the form that we see. What do you think this story, the sort of hoopla around the show, does to the show's reputation or to CBS's? Anything?
Yes, there's a danger. If you look at audiences for the Washington Post, other journalism properties that have, zigged and zagged, trying to catch the political zeitgeist, trying to maybe, play up to the government. Audiences tend to leave. They feel that these institutions are no longer speaking news, but are becoming bullhorns for the owner. And I think there's a danger of 60 Minutes losing its audience. And also, I will say this is a time at the show's process where they're just kind of getting back from the end of the season, trying to start stories for the fall. The more this is disrupted, I mean, you already have 3 people who are out: Anderson Cooper, Sharon Alfonsi, and Cecilia Vega. Scott Pelley seems to be a question mark all of a sudden. Who's going to deliver these stories in September?
Lots of questions. Brian, good to have you with us. Thanks for joining us this morning.